Welcome to Fightheadsmma. It's me, Miss Nikki. I apologize, y'all. I am in a whole nother time zone from everybody. You guys are in Virginia. I'm in Iowa. I've been saying it for months, but that's my mistake because I didn't post Central Time or whatever time zone I'm in right now. So we're just waiting for our guest of the evening to arrive. He was the one that alerted me that you know what I mean? Because I just posted 9 o'clock and I'm always saying I'm in Iowa, I'm in Iowa, I'm in Iowa. Even when I talk to people in private messenger, I'm in Iowa, but I think he was probably one of the only people that I did not say that to. So, with that being said, here we are. So that means that for my viewers that are where I'm at in Mason City, Iowa, on this time zone, I'm an hour behind you guys. So anybody that is in this time zone, I'm actually early because I didn't have intentions on starting until 9 o'clock my time, but it just missed me. It really did. It missed me to make sure that I let Brian know that I was on this time zone. So my mistake, you guys. I apologize for the ones who I came early and for the ones who I came late. I apologize. Here he comes, the man of the hour. Boom! Boom, 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 boom! There he is. What's good? Let me introduce you, baby. If y'all don't know, this is the man. This is my guy. I like to call him my ECW guy. EWC guy. Look, I'm so nervous. I can't even say it. My
Late Warrior
people.
Challenge.
Yes, Mr. Brian Maxwell. Welcome to Fightheads, baby. I was just apologizing. I apologize. I did not let you know about our time zone difference. I am so sorry, baby. I've been saying it for months. I just figured everybody caught it by now. I apologize. So I'm apologizing to our followers, our fans, and everybody that's tuning in to watch us tonight for the ones that I'm running late for and the ones that I'm running early for because I was thinking 9 o'clock my time, so I'm early here where I'm at. But it's all good. Welcome, young man. Yo, this young man is finally making his debut at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. It's gonna
Yes,
be
finally.
yes, it's gonna be on number 8. That's how long he been waiting. He been waiting. So when did first of all, tell me at what weight class are you gonna be doing this?
I thought I was going to be fighting at 185, but we're fighting at 195, so that's even better because the weight cut is not going to be as bad. But either way, I'm the king cutting weight, so it's going to be good.
I said that too earlier about you. I said hey, making weight is not really gonna be a problem for it. So, oh my god. So, how do you feel? You finally making your debut, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 8. You're going against Mr. Warren.
I feel pretty good. I've been waiting for a while. I went to tryouts and stuff, and all I did was wait for the call, and I got the call, and they told me what I needed to do to finally get on the card, and I had to win another fight. And June 29th, I won another fight in dominant fashion, and I was highly surprised that night. They called me to the case that night, and they announced it at the fights at the Elite Warrior Challenge 20. I didn't know what was going on, and Nate Shook came in the cage, and they surprised me and offered me a fight. I just didn't know which card I was going to be on. I figured I would be on 7, but I thought maybe that would have been too soon. But it was in the air on which fight card I was going to be on, so I was just patiently waiting.
So, okay, between now and then, have you had several people come through that might be opponents, or is this your first opponent that they offered you?
I've actually had several people as opponents. I had a Jared Hayes and one of his teammates. They At first I was going to be fighting Jared Hayes, and some things happened with him, and I'm just gonna say it. He said I looked a little intimidating, a little too big for him, and a little too athletic for him. So me and Bruce and Bramsky, we were gonna switch opponents because Bruce was gonna fight his teammate. I forgot his first name, but his last name is Mundell. They fought on the BKFC 7 card, and so we swapped. And then I guess some things happened with him, and he didn't want to fight either. So I sat back and waited patiently. They gave me another opponent, and I was like, I'm with it. I'm ready to fight. I've been getting ready for it, so I'm down for whoever.
So they gave you Mr. Warren. You know what? Excuse me for a second. I knew I had some. Are you kidding me right now? All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I had to go get my little notes. Jared. I couldn't think of his first name. Jared Warren. So, have you ever have you seen any footage on Mr. Warren? What's going on with him? Is it true that he hasn't fought since maybe 2012? At least
Yeah,
MMA.
yeah, it's true that he hasn't fought since then in any kind of competition since then, from what I found and stuff like that. But either way, it doesn't matter. I see him as another man stepping in front of me to fight, and whether he has fought since then or been training, it doesn't matter. All I know is I've been active. I've been fighting actively since 2011, 11ish, and I've had plenty of fights since then, and all those fights have prepared me for now. So I'm ready for him or whoever else they give me.
When did you officially decide that you wanted to be a participant of bare knuckle? So
Well,
yeah, take us back. Take us way back.
I'm gonna take it back to BKFC 2. I came to Biloxi, Mississippi with Bruce and Bramsky to corner him. I was a little skeptical about it first because from watching BKFC 1, I was like, oh man, this is pretty brutal. I might like that, but I might not like it. But I may want to try it one day. But when we got there and done all the press conferences and stuff, and Bruce is there fighting, and I wasn't, and the ESPN and all the media and stuff was coming to talk to me and stuff like that, asking me was I fighting, and that's when it really hit me, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not fighting. Bruce is fighting, and I wasn't there for myself. You know what I'm saying? I had just came up off of a win a week before over Ryan Parker, so I was going down to help support Bruce and help corner him and to help finish preparing him for his
I
fight
was
with Kenny
also
Grove.
I was also present for that.
Yes. So I was there to support him and Reggie, and also Britton on the card, and repping Virginia hard on the BKFC 2. But it was presented to me that the opportunity had came while I was there to join the bare knuckle boxing team, and I just felt like it wasn't my time because I wasn't there for that. I was there for Bruce, so I bided my time and waited it out until I was presented with something else.
So you said initially they did come to you and offer you something right around bare knuckle too, huh?
Yes, but I didn't take it then because like I said before, it wasn't. I was being humble with myself, and it wasn't my time for that. I wasn't there for that. I was there for a fellow teammate and a fellow friend and partner. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't my time to discuss any of that, be a part of that yet, because I wasn't there for that.
Understood. Much respect, young man. Shoot, can't ask you to do no better than that. So okay. Then after two, you started really thinking, and when did you start pushing to start, to try to get on, or did you just
Well,
wait for them to let go of another tryout?
well, after two. after seeing the fights live and being in Bruce's corner, that was the hammer to the nail and point for me that I would love to do this. And I said, as I prepared for another MMA fight, I was also thinking about bare knuckle boxing, and I decided to throw it to the back of my head for now because I was getting ready for a big fight because I was supposed to be fighting Daniele Benedetto for a 185 title for Elite Warrior Challenge. So I was preparing myself for that. So I wasn't thinking about bare knuckle boxing at that point, just about my MMA fight. But after my MMA fight in November, it really kicked into me that my next step, I want to I like to try new things. So it finally kicked in that, hey, it's time that I start thinking about this bare knuckle boxing, because I started watching video after video after video after video, and then a couple months went by and I seen that a couple people were posting about tryouts in Philly. So I was like, you know what? Here's my opportunity. I'm an opportunist. I love to take every opportunity that is given. So I signed up to go to tryouts in Philly, and the rest is history after that. I showed up to Philly, showed up, showed out, and we here now.
So, as a matter of fact, at that trial, it was several of my Virginia fighters there. It was you, Rick Caruso. Who else was there from Virginia?
Kane Tomlinson was there.
Okay.
We were all there together. We pushed each other while we were there. We rep Virginia and West Virginia super hard, and we motivated each other super hard there. If I wasn't in Rick's ear or Kane's ear, they were in my ear. And Anthony Rumble Johnson, shout out to him. Like, he really got in my ear. He got what it takes. Push, 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 push. And that was definitely the nail in the coffin for me, because Anthony Rumble Johnson is like my top 10 favorite fighters, and him telling me that's what pushed me harder at tryouts, because we were starting the second wave of the tryouts, and he got in my ear, and that just brightened my day and made me push harder.
That's awesome. That is awesome that his presence made, and I'm pretty sure that it made a difference for other guys too. But that's awesome that he made a difference for you being there, just his presence. So after the tryouts, what did you think? What was your frame of mind? Where did you think that you stood looking at other people that was there, maybe, be in the weight class you might be seeking to be in?
Well, after tryouts, my mind and my head were like, I do this all the time. I'm a wrestler, so I'm cocky, and I got a little bit of arrogance to myself. So after tryouts, seeing most guys there that are in my weight class, even bigger guys and smaller guys, I felt like I gave it my all, and it was fantastic. You feel what I'm saying? And in my head, I was thinking, I can't wait to get this call. I can't wait to get this call. And before I left, I talked to Nate Shook. I told him, thank you guys for having me, this, that, and the third. And then before I left, David Feldman shook my hand and told me, awesome job, and I'll be hearing from him soon. So that definitely made me feel wonderful. My head definitely blew higher than it usually is after that happened. So I was feeling very confident, and I was also feeling very confident about the way Kane and Rick showed out too, man. They did an awesome job. We all banded together and rep hard at BKFC, tryouts in Philly. It was awesome. And, being around the other guys there, it was a different atmosphere. I've never had to, I haven't had to try out for anything since high school. So going to a tryout for a different sport, that just made it even better for myself. And to have those guys push each other, and everyone in the room push each other. Even Travis Thomason, a fellow BKFC veteran, was there, and everybody pushing each other. Man, tryouts was great for everybody. I feel, some people may feel like they didn't do well enough, but some people probably felt just like I was, head above the clouds and ready to get that phone call or that email of when you're ready to fight.
I know that's right. So at that trials, y'all had a punch meter thing that y'all was hitting. What was your scores on it? I know y'all hit it like twice, right? Y'all got to go
Yeah, we got.
around
I think we got. if I remember correctly, we got 3 tries at the punch meter. We had a warm up hit, and then we got 2 good hits.
Okay.
Mine actually, I went up to trials with a hand injury from a couple weeks before from a grappling tournament, but that's not an excuse. I hate to make excuses, but my punch meter was not high, but it wasn't low either. It was middle, but I know that I got more power than that punch meter showed. But Rick Caruso and Kane Tomlinson both, they hit the punch meter and had high scores, like super high on the meter, and very impressive. It was oohs and ahs when they hit that damn power board, man. It was awesome. But myself, like I said, mine was mediocre. So I felt like that was what wasn't my best part of that, but anybody that knows me know I'm very, very, very heavy-handed, and I don't like to use my power. I'd rather use my technique doing stuff. But that was probably my low point of trials, but I still felt pretty darn good about it because other guys my size and weight class didn't even get numbers that I was getting. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, that can. Was there anybody at the trials that you were surprised to see?
And not really. I figure it's a trial, so you can see anybody at any given time. So you might see somebody, but also you're still going to see a lot of strangers, and you may make some friends at trials. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in a group, and some of those guys were my size and my weight class. So me being me, I'm peeping game. I'm watching everything. I always check out my surroundings, and I'm watching everything. Even though I'm doing my thing, I'm still watching everybody do their thing. You know what I'm saying? So that was also a push for me, also. So I'm at trials. I'm seeing these guys do their thing. Hey, that's a future opponent. Hey, that might be a future opponent. So you already know me. I'm very competitive. So I look at everything as a competition.
Oh, wow. So, moving forward, you got the news back in June. Did you let me know then that had happened for you? Because sometimes I see stuff and I miss it, and unless y'all follow up, sometimes I just forget to follow up. But I can't remember if you let me know. But I think if you had it, I would have remembered. I would.
See what I had did was when it happened in June. I kind of let it sit back until I got the official contract and signed all the papers and had everything to seal the deal that to make me part of the bare knuckle fighting championships team. So I waited after the announcement. A couple weeks went by. I got my contract and stuff, and that's when I made the announcement. A few people knew who were there, and family and friends and stuff knew, but I hadn't posted anything on Facebook or my fighter page or anything about it yet until it was official.
How many fights is on your contract?
Let's just say it's a multi-fight deal, but I'm still going to treat this first one
You're
as
not
if it's.
gonna tell me how many? Come on, give me a nugget. Miss Nikki need a nugget, Brian.
I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else. I'm not at liberty to confirm or deny how many fights my contract is, but just know it's a multi-fight deal, and I'm good with it. And after these fights that I got with them are over, hopefully more to come. And in all reality, I'm going to treat this first one like it's my last one, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. We're in business. Pro fighters are in business for themselves, and it's a part of the game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to treat this first one like it's my last, even though I know it's not my last. But I'm going to treat it as if it's my last. I'm going to leave I have a statement to make. Let's just put it that way. I have a statement to make and show them why I'm there. As Mr. Feldman would say, give me and show me your why. At trials, that was the motto. Show me your reason why you're here and why I should have you on this show and why you should be a part of the BKFC team. So with that being
Verbally,
said, with that being said,
verbally,
yes.
verbally, what is that message? Verbally, what is that message? Because physically, we just gonna have to wait and see. But verbally, what is that message?
Verbally, that message is I'm looking to be the middleweight BKFC champion one day. And that's shots fired right here and right now that I want to be and am going to be the BKFC middleweight champion, 185 champion, one day.
So who is our biggest 185ers right now? Who's doing the most at bare knuckle at 185? Because I know falling up in that class. I mean, in between 185 and 190.
Look, honestly, the best person in the game, me and him are, I ain't gonna say close friends, but we're acquaintances. We talk sometimes, but Marcel Stamps is that man right now at that weight class. He's got some big wins, and that would definitely be on down the road, whether it be my next fight or if they start the tournament or whenever, and me and him meet. I would definitely love that fight one day. You feel what I'm saying? I feel that he's the best guy in the 185 weight class right now because he's, like I said, he's had some big wins so far for BKFC. So he's the man right now. He's the face of the weight class right now, and that's who I want. And also,
Oh,
I'm just
you
going.
said that's who I want.
But also, I have it also set in my mind that this man is a veteran in mixed martial arts and bare knuckle boxing. I want to fight Chris Leben also. Like he's one of my favorite fighters. He's the OG in the game, but
Not good.
I've had it in my mind a whole lot lately. I would love to fight Chris Leben. So I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay, so she threw it out there. I'm gonna go ahead and be the little fishy and take that bait. Why do you want to fight him over being one of your favorite fighters? What is drive? What's pushing? What's driving that need?
I mean, there's nothing really too much driving it, but he's a legend. He's in my weight class. He's competition. He's a big name. I want to fight bigger name fighters. I know this is me getting my foot in the door, and this is my debut. But at the same point in time, anybody in my weight class is competition. I want to fight the big names. I want those guys to talk trash to me, to make me. I love being the underdog.
To
I'm an
stoke
underdog
you.
to these guys. You feel what I'm saying? So I want to fight these bigger name guys to prove who Brian Maxwell is. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, so since we've established that you attended with your friend and my buddy Bruce to number two when he fought. So you're not going in blind. You're not. This is not brand new to you, and you've been to a
Not,
couple of. I think you've been to a couple of other cards too, right?
I went to BKFC2. That's the only card I've been to. We had planned to go to several other cards, but the
I,
stars didn't align. But I've watched every
for some
show.
reason, I thought I ran into you at a couple other ones too. I don't know why.
They say everybody has a doppelganger. Might have ran into one of my doppelgangers, but I've watched every show, every fight at least 100 times, like every single fight, the male fights, the female fights, from the lowest weight class to the highest weight class. So I'm definitely not going in blind. I feel awesome about it. I feel like it's my second home. Being in competition in the squared circle, the 30-foot monster cage, the boxing ring, it's my home away from home. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it. It's just now kicking in that it's happening. Contract signed, and it's just been so much going on the past couple of days with people want to do interviews and stuff like that. The BKFC community honestly has welcomed me greatly. I've gotten so many messages from guys like Harrison, Stevenson, all those guys, and
Harris, Sandman, Stevenson.
yes, the shout out to
There's
him.
mo-
Those guys are making me feel very welcome right now, and I love it.
That's good. Have you heard from Tom Shove? He's one of my favorites. He is just one of my favorites, Tom
Yeah,
Shove.
that dude's a brawler, man. Like he's in my right now. He's one of my favorite top 5 fighters for bare knuckle fighting championships. He's an animal.
That's what's up. So, what have Brian Maxwell been doing to prepare for his debut at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship? What has he been doing? What's the training camp like? Who you training with? Who's your striking coach? Miss Nikki got 5 million questions. Let's get going. Just tell me.
Look, I knew that was coming, and everybody knows I'm not that guy to post on Facebook of me training or where I might tell you where I'm training, but I'm not going to tell you who I'm training with. I don't really like to post too many pictures or videos, and because my thing with that is that when you're posting these pictures and these videos, and that leads the opponent to see everything you're working on, so that he knows what every little thing that you're doing. And I'm not that guy. I like to go in my camp. I know what I got to work on. I don't care what my opponent is working on, as long as I know what I'm doing, and doing it good to prepare for the fight. Um, I'm going in there and I'm going to get this dub. Win, lose, or draw. In my mind, I'm going to get this dub because I know I'm training my ass off for it. But here lately, honestly, I've worked with Scott Cujo Sigmund a little bit. I went down to the Hurt Factor a little bit. I've been working with a couple boxers. I've had a couple guys come to the gym to, help me with the transition to going bare knuckle boxing. And I feel for the first time in 20 plus fights between mixed martial arts and Muay Thai and stuff, and through all the grappling tournaments, I feel very, 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 very confident with the way my hands are at this point right now. They're getting better each and every time, and it's awesome the way my hand speed right now is awesome. I've got a few more tweaks to make before this fight camp ends. Got a little bit of weight to cut, and overall right now this fight camp has been very good to me so far.
Okay, that's great. Fast hands. Okay, I'll be looking for the puppies. I'll be looking for the puppies. So, what have you been doing? Give me a little something on what you've been doing to condition your body for this. What have you been doing to condition your body, like your hands, getting ready for that skin to skin contact? What have you done to prepare yourself for that?
Well, I feel like I've been preparing for this the second that I started combat sports. That's how I put it. That body to body, bare fist to skin. I mean, I did that a lot as a kid. Me and my friends used to throw hands and shit like that all the time when we were kids. And I feel that body to body contact. I mean, it's gonna hurt. Everything hurts. Everything's gonna hurt regardless. So no pain, no gain to me, honestly. But what I've been doing to prepare, I've been doing my normal regimen, but with the exception of, I've been doing more boxing. I've been hitting the mitts a whole lot more than I ever do in my normal fight camps. And, I've been sparring a whole lot more than I usually do. But, in all reality, I feel very, very comfortable. I definitely been working on my hand speed and, picking my shots and stuff like that. But I don't really want to give too much because Mr. Jared Warren might be peeping game right now.
Okay.
But
So
another big thing is I've been working on my cardio a lot to prepare for these rounds because they're 5 2-minute
you know that was
rounds.
coming. You knew that was coming from Miss Vicky.
Yes, I've been like I was saying, I've been building my cardio up for these rounds. So I feel I'm right there. So I don't feel like I'm going to gas with these rounds. I feel very well prepared for these rounds.
Are you timing your sparring sessions by how long the rounds are at bare knuckle? Are you like setting your mind frame for, you know what I'm saying? Like setting everything that you can in place to be prepared for when you step into that square ring. It's a different thing when you're standing outside of it and you watch somebody else fight or sit at home and watching it fight. But I'm saying like those 2-minute rounds, you know what I'm saying? They go by very quickly. So you can't be a slow starter either.
Yes, that's for facts, and everybody knows me. I'm that guy when it comes to a beginning of a fight. I'm at my best at the beginning of the fight, but right now I feel like I'm going to be at my best at the beginning, the middle, quarter of the
Okay.
way, and at the end of the fight. That's how I feel with my rounds. You know what I'm saying? So I've boosted up my normal rounds, so I feel good about it.
Okay. Okay. You're not nervous at all about every other weapon that you have acquired over your years in the mixed martial arts community. You cannot use them in this fight. All you can use is your striking. Ain't no kicking balls. Can't take nobody down. Can't ankle pick them. None of that. No Roman Greco slams. None of that.
I mean, I felt in my head at the beginning when everything like at tryouts, I'm like, damn, I ain't gonna be able to kick nobody. I ain't gonna be able to take nobody down. I ain't gonna be able to throw elbows. None of that. So right then and there, like literally at trials, I told myself,
And no needs
I got,
either.
yes, definitely no needs. I gotta back off all that stuff. But like I tell everybody that I train with, even though I'm getting ready for, and anybody that asks, even though I'm getting ready for a bare knuckle boxing fight, I'm not gonna let any of my other tools slip on the way. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm still getting my jiu-jitsu rounds in. I'm still doing my Muay Thai and all that kind of stuff. I'm not, even though I'm doing bare knuckle boxing, I can't let the rest of my tools slip. You feel what I'm saying? Because
That's
if I let those tools slip and just be a one-dimensional person, everybody figures that out, and you can't be one dimensional in mixed martial arts or bare knuckle boxing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not letting nothing else slip on the way to bare knuckle boxing, but I'm still getting my heavy boxing rounds in, and heavy sparring in and stuff like that.
so okay. This is almost a mute question because until after your first fight or whatever. Let me revisit this before I forget. And you know that with the big names, Mr. Chris Lieben and Marcel Stamps and all of them, you know what I'm saying? You, at this point, you ain't got no choice but to go in there and give it all you got to beat them if you do get to stand across that square ring from them. You got to put all the cards in. You got to.
That that right there, that's pure facts. Right now, I'm a little nobody. I'm a little nobody to them and the rest of the world. This is my time to shine.
Me and you
This
both,
is
baby.
this is my time to show everyone who Brian Maxwell is. Even though I'm from a small country place, Rankin County, Virginia, but I'm fighting out of Roanoke, Virginia. I'm I'm ready to show the world who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because where I'm from, not many people get a chance to do something in front of the world and show the world what they can do.
So, okay, the mute question is, do you think I guess it depends on your first fight. Like, what are your plans for MMA? Are you just going to like sit that on the back burner initially for a little while, but like you said, keep your stuff sharp, but really just concentrate on bare knuckle right now? Or are you going to be bouncing back and forth between the two, you think?
I mean, we'll let's just say we'll cross that bridge when it gets there. I mean, I I think they'll let me do MMA still and Muay Thai, but I don't know. I think it's a case by case basis. So don't don't
Okay.
don't quote me for that one. So
Well, I guess
of
unless
course
you have
of
some type of
course
injury or something that the
yeah.
doctor say you can't, you know.
But of course, everybody knows I love my mixed martial arts. I still want to do Muay Thai too, but I still got my hit list for MMA. So if they allow me to still do mixed martial arts, I'm still going to do that in between my fights for bare knuckle fighting championship. So if they
Oh,
allow
that.
me to do that, I'm going to prepare for that.
Oh, you hadn't read that far down in the contract yet, huh?
No, I read it. I read every piece of ink on the contract.
so,
So I ain't letting nothing slip with that.
it didn't really give you a yes or a no. It just kind of handed
It,
around.
it's it's a case by case basis. So let's
Okay.
just put it that way. It's a case by case basis. But I I'm pretty sure I can still do mixed martial arts and stuff like that. So I already know I ain't gonna let that slip away.
Well, how do you feel being on a card with Bigfoot Silva and say the other young man's name that he's fighting?
Uh, See, look, if you would have said nothing just now, I would have straight said his name. I'll be forgetting his name all the time, but
I'm
but
so
they're both of the guys are UFC vets, and being on
yes.
this card with those guys along with the co-main event, it's fucking awesome. I'm
Who's gonna
ecstatic
be our
about it.
co-main event?
See, look, see now I got to go look for it. See if
See, that's what I'm saying. If I'd had my little few extra minutes to do it, I'd have had all my information put together. But I didn't. You know what? Hey, we gotta get it. We gotta fake it till we make it.
I know that's right, but I feel very happy and very blessed to be on this card, and with put Bigfoot Silver on there. That is fucking awesome to me because he's another guy in my top 10 of favorite MMA fighters. That's fucking awesome to me. So, that's one person I might be a little starstruck with when I see him because, he's a
Who?
big ass Bigfoot
Who?
Silver.
Oh
He's a
yeah.
big dude. He's a big dude. So, I like it.
And then we got Mr. Allers and Julian Lane, Jim Allers and Julian Lane
That's
up
gonna
in
be
that feud.
a fire ass fight. Like I can't wait to watch that fight.
So me and the guys from Inside Combat Insiders was talking about it, and they were
Yeah,
talking about how
shout out to those guys that I've
yeah,
been going back
Josh
and
and
forth with
Nick,
those guys. With
Josh
those
Burr
guys,
and Nick Portella.
yes, shout out to those guys. I've been talking to Nick for the past couple days. I'm actually going to be doing a roundtable podcast with them next week, and it's going to be fucking awesome. So shout out to those guys for for hitting me up and going back and forth with me, talking and stuff. It's all settling in with me now, and I'm very excited. It's definitely a life changer right now. So I'm very excited.
So let's jump back a card right quick. So what did you think of this last card? We had two champion belts change hands. It was a lot going on, wasn't it?
Oh man, that fight card honestly was probably the most lit fight card of all fight cards. Even though I was at BKFC 2, BKFC 7 was fucking lit. Like every fight was fire. Shout out to Caleb Harris on the knockout. The guy that he knocked out was one of the guys that I was at tryouts with. And I'm like, man, this dude is an animal. He over there smacking pads like nobody's business, fucking up the heavy bag. His punch meter was awesome. And for Caleb Harris to get that knockout, I was like, holy shit. Like, that was awesome. So shout out to Caleb Harris. I actually, when did I talk to him? Might have been earlier or something like that. But that man made some noise at the last fights. And,
Yeah, he did.
Christian, the homie Christine Ferreira, I feel like she won her fight. But,
Stop that lying ass shit. Stop that lying
oh,
shit
man.
right now, Brian. Stop that lying ass shit right now. I'm just saying.
No, I felt like she won that fight. It was a battle. Both of those girls showed out, but I feel as if she won that fight. And also shout out to the homie Arnold Adams. Him and the guy that he fought. It was a good fight. He came up short, but knowing Arnold, he will be back strong.
Oh yeah,
that's the homie right there. That dude,
I gotta
he's
get
nice
up
with him.
with my heavyweight bare knuckle champion. Yeah, I gotta get up with him. You know what? I can't let this slide. So tell me where did Christine? I mean, where's the split for you? It was a tough fight for both of them. Both of them put in. I'm not taking nothing from either girl at all. No disrespect to anybody, but please tell me how you seen that fight. I mean, what you seen?
Honestly, the way I seen that fight, I feel like Christine won that fight 3-2. One round was skeptical, but she pulled it out, in my opinion. But like they say, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, but in my opinion, she won 3-2. But the other way around, the way the way the judges scored it, she lost 3-2. But it is what it is. I know she's gonna come back stronger, and she will get that belt back. No doubt in my eyes at all.
Did you check out mine and Helen's interview?
I was actually about to click on that when you messaged me back telling me you was about to hop on.
Yeah, then we can revisit that conversation whenever you want to, my friend. You can check that interview out with me and Helen for around.
But still, in my opinion, I feel like Christine won that fight. So hopefully they get a rematch at BKFC 9 and run it back, or later on next year or at the beginning of next year that they run it back, and we will then know that.
Oh yeah, I think that's definitely a fight they're gonna have to run back. I don't care what happens, they're gonna have to run that back. Absolutely. And I really didn't know who they was gonna give the win to.
Yes.
That's how tough I thought the fight was. I was like, damn, I don't know who to give it to right now.
But in all reality, that's a main event worthy fight. So BKFC 9 or 10, that's a main event type fight. Real rap.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So it's October 19th, Bare Knuckle 8, and
Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm coming to show up and show out. Pure facts.
how many is my Star City Savages coming in the house?
Man, honestly, for real, the love and the support I'm getting for going to this fight, man, like I got my peoples in Florida. I got a couple people that live in Tampa. I got some family that live in the surrounding Tampa. I got, man, I'm telling you, me signing with Bare Knuckle Boxing, oh my goodness.
Congratulations, baby.
I,
Congratulations.
several teammates are definitely Star City Savage are definitely coming down. You know, I got some other family members from up here coming down. Like I'm telling you, the pay-per-view rides from this area are going to be through the fucking roof. Like I got people asking me daily since the announcement was made, literally just the other day, and the love and support right now is awesome. I thank my teammates, my coaches, everybody around me. Like it's fucking awesome right now. You know what I'm saying? It's great.
Good.
I feel like right now at this point, I feel like I got, even though I'm not the biggest name on the fight card, but I feel like I'm getting the most love and support from my community than anybody else on that fight card right now. Even though I'm a little nobody to the rest of the fight card, at the end of the night, they will know who Brian Maxwell is.
That's what I'm talking about, man. We need our Virginia fighters to come in that piece and show what's good with Virginia. Y'all be putting in. I love our Virginia fighters.
Pure facts, man. I'm trying.
Y'all crazy as hell, but I love y'all. I rocks with y'all.
I'm just trying to show them that even though I'm from Virginia, everybody talks shit about Virginia all the time, calling Virginia the wild, wild west of all sports, blah, blah, blah. I'm here to make a statement.
Y'all don't think y'all a little wild?
I mean, you know, like they say, Virginia's for savages. Go hard or go home.
I know that's damn all right. So, you know what I need you to do? I want you to tell people how you and I know each other. Tell everybody how we know each other.
Man, look, I get punched in the face every day. That's a lot of memory to go back.
He said I get punched in the face every day. Well, my first event that I went to was at Elite Warrior Challenge. And that's where Miss Nikki met Brian Maxwell. I met Britton Hart. I met Bruce Ambransky, who is the owner of Elite Warrior Challenge. I met
shout out to Bruce.
Yes, I met shout out to you, Bruce. What's up, Bruce? What's up, dude? What's up, baby? But yeah, I met a lot of my fighters at Elite Warrior Challenge. It was y'all that made me come all the way from Virginia Beach to Roanoke out there where y'all was at putting on that show. And when I went out there, I was not disappointed at all with the fights, with the fans, with the crowd, with the atmosphere. Every time I've come to one of the events, it has been awesome. And you guys treat me great. And how about this? Why don't we just put this out there? Because I think at first, a lot of people thought that maybe you and Bruce might be getting some special treatment because of Nate Shook. Mr. Shook is one of...
Look, I'm going to go ahead and hush all that noise up right here and right now. You know, yes, Nate is a good friend of Bruce's. I've came to get to know Nate over the last year or so. And yes, I'm very cool with Nate. But with Nate, us knowing somebody doesn't mean we get special treatment. At the end of the day, we both had to put in that work. We both had to put in our time to get the opportunities that we were presented. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. I'm not gonna mention no names, but you know, it's a lot of older cats in the area and surrounding areas and in the state in general that are, I'm not gonna say they hating, but they throwing shade. I'm not
really?
I don't take people throwing shade too well. Like my mom and dad always told me growing up, if you have a voice, your voice needs to be heard. But I don't take throwing shade at somebody very well. So when I feel the shade is being thrown, I have to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? I know I shouldn't speak on it, but when I feel it's towards me or someone that's in my circle, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I have to defend them. My thing is I ride for my friends and family. You know what I'm saying? I'm that guy. If something
Okay.
happens to one of them, it's got to happen to me too. But it's a lot of people throwing shade, blah blah blah. But it's whatever. You have the same opportunities as we have. If you put in that work, you put in that dedication, you go to tryouts, you show up at shows, you be in their ear, you show, like David Feldman says, show me why you want to be there or why you want to do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of shade and a lot of hate out there. I ain't worried about it. I'm just gonna do what I do each and every day. And like I tell them, if you're gonna throw shade, watch me on TV. That's all I got to say.
You done made it to pay-per-view, baby. Congratulations on that. You done made it to pay-per-view. That's what I'm talking about. Reggie Barnett Jr. set this bitch up for y'all, Virginia fighters.
Yes, big, 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 big shout out to Reggie Barnett. He put on for Virginia. He fought for a title. He came up short, but he's the first man to put on. So shout out to Reggie on giving us other guys the opportunity, especially myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I really look up to that for real. Because like I said, people talk shit about Virginia all the time, saying we're the Wild Wild West. Virginia has no talent. This Virginia has no talent. That blah blah blah. But hey, look, we got a guy in Tony Gravely fighting in the UFC. He's from Virginia. We got Reggie Barnett. He fought for BKFC title. We got plenty of pro football players in the NFL from Virginia in
We
the
got the Red
NBA.
Scorpion. We got a lot of y'all guys that's doing it. And the world needs to know.
Facts, pure facts. Like I said, Virginia's for savages. If you can't handle Virginia, you can't handle nowhere. You feel what I'm saying? Virginia. I ain't gonna be too high strong on the state of Virginia, but at the same point in time, everybody belittles Virginia like, oh, Virginia's a Commonwealth, ain't shit there, blah blah blah. But Virginia's got some mad talent, like some
Yeah.
mad talent in all
Yes, we
sports,
do.
especially
Yes,
mixed martial
we do.
arts.
Yes,
Even
we do.
though all the gyms, not every single gym in Virginia is a super huge gym. We got small gyms. I train at a small gym. Look where I'm at now. You feel what I'm saying?
Do
Just because I'm from a small town, small city, don't mean that you
you
can't make it up out of here. You feel what I'm saying?
do you think our Virginia fighters, our Virginia combat sports community, do you think we got a lot of egos there?
Look, I'm
Pro,
gonna keep it
look,
100.
pro and Emmy, pro
Look,
and Emmy.
I mean, I mean that's everywhere. But hell yeah, some Virginia has egos. I mean, why not? If I feel as if everybody has some type of ego, even if it's a low ego or a super high ego. I'm the first to admit it. I do have an ego. I do this shit. I'm in this shit. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I do each and every day. I put in the work and the time to do this. So I don't feel like I'm owed anything from anybody, but hell fucking yes, I do have an ego. I've wrestled most of my life. Wrestlers are cocky, arrogant, egotistical
Yes, you are.
bastards.
Yes, you are.
So to answer that question, yes, there's a lot of egos in Virginia. I think that makes the competition Ami or pro or guys that just train but don't fight. I feel that makes everything very, 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 very fucking competitive, and that's what we need. I feel that's what I feel that Virginia holds over other states. Even though
Okay.
other states have UFC gyms and bigger name gyms and just that and the third, and they get bigger and better opportunities than us cats in Virginia. But look at us. Virginia has major fucking talent. They don't
Yeah.
call us the Wild Wild West of the East Coast for no reason. Virginia is for fucking savages.
Does Star City Savages have any competitors in this Cowboy Fight Series event coming up?
Yes, most def. We got, one of the guys from my gym, round 30 mixed martial arts. We got Dallas Mans Powell. He's the number 4 seed in the,
Well
145
done.
tournament. So, I'm looking forward. We're finishing up his fight camp next week, so he can get ready to bang and show out next weekend. So, you know, I'm feeling good about Dallas right now. He's gonna make some noise, man. He just started training with us over a little over a year. He's been training with us about a year and a half now, and the boy's 2-0. He's been doing his thing. So definitely shout out to Dallas Man's Power. And we got Zion Thomason, Mr. Z-Man in the tournament, the 185 tournament, number 2
Yes.
seed. So y'all already know he's coming
He's
to,
co-main event, right?
yes, pure facts. But y'all already know he's coming to bring some noise. But also we got the Titans of the Cage fight this weekend. We got
Yes,
Antoine
yes,
Curtis on the card. We got Savannah
yes.
Chevrolet on the card. Uh, got Casey Cochran on the card, amongst
Okay,
others in the
he's on
area.
his
We got
card
Lil
too.
Kane. We got Lil K9 on the card. So everybody's looking good right now. So definitely shout out to all those guys. Those guys are also helping push me, as well as me helping push them to get ready for the fights. That's one thing that is good about the Star City Savages. Everybody may talk shit about the Roanoke mixed martial arts community, but at the same point in time, we all come together and we do this. Whether we're getting it in or talking shit to each other, it's what we do. It makes everybody better. You know what I'm saying?
Iron sharpening iron. So let me ask you a question. With this 115-pound division sparking life at bare knuckle, do you think Britain should drop down into that weight class? Do you think they bring her back at that in that anim weight class or the super flyweight? That's what they call it.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. If they want to bring her back, they can bring her back. I mean, it's their choice. I mean, I can't speak too much on it because I don't train with Britain or anything or talk to Britain or nothing like that. But she made some noise. She
No,
got
I'm
some
just saying that
she got a lot
fighters.
of fans. If competitive wise, she should go back. She should go to that weight class. I feel like she'll make more noise. Sorry for the stuttering, but more
Oh,
noise in that weight class. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
okay. That's okay. I like that answer. I like that. Yeah. See, I knew you was gonna give me something good, baby. What nuggets you got for me? What
uh,
you got any other good nuggets for for the MMA fans coming out of Virginia, for Virginia fighters? You got any other good nuggets for us to be looking out for?
I think the Red Scorpion has a fight for CES. Hey,
Oh
shout out,
yes. He and I will be doing our interview on Sunday.
shout out to the homie Ryan Parker. We fought blah blah blah. We're good homies since then. But shout out to Ryan Parker. He got a dominant win this past weekend. So shout out to him. And
I got to
a
put
lot
you
of guys, are making their pro debuts on Fight Night Challenge in a couple months. And Rocket Combat Sports has a boxing event coming up next month also. So shout out to all those guys. Shout out to Virginia. Period. Even though I may talk shit to some people, but you know, my
That's what I
number.
was gonna say, because you one of our biggest shit talkers. You be talking shit. So I'm thinking to myself, is it more that y'all really talking ish to each other, or is it just a little ego battling back and forth for the
At
most
the
part?
Look, at the end of the day, it's all fun and games. It's friendly. Everybody is competition. Everybody everybody with the ego is very competitive. I'll say that time and time again. I do have an ego. I'm very competitive. I've been involved with sports since I was a little kid. Sports is all I know. Sports is all I've ever known to do. Yes, I'm a country boy from a small place, Frank County, Virginia, but at the same point in time, I know how to work hard and do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very competitive. I've been competitive since coming out the womb. I would always try to do something better than my brothers and my stepbrothers and my stepsisters. But at the end of the day, it's all love, fun, and games. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, everybody knows my biggest competition in the state of Virginia at middleweight is Daniele Benedetto. Me and him exchange words all the time, but it's all love. We still homies at the end of the day. We'll hit each other up in the inbox, talk, rapping a little bit, talking a little bit of shit, but it's all love. We're in the same weight class. You feel what I'm saying? To
Right.
make fights happen, you gotta throw a little bit of nonsense at the game in the game. But at the end of the day, I respect that man just like he respects me. It's friendly competition, and we're both Leos, so y'all already know how that goes. You can't have two kings as someone was told me, you can't have two kings in a room and not one come up on top. You know what I'm saying?
True, true. Have you been practicing wrapping your hands for this bare knuckle?
Yes, each and every day. I wrap the way I wrap my hands is the way that I've seen them wrap their hands in Mississippi, and I peeped game out on how they were wrapping hands in Florida. So they wrap hands two different ways in Florida and Mississippi. So in
Okay.
Florida, I've been actually doing my hands the way they rap in Mississippi, so I can get the real feel of how things are. But some days I'll wrap my hands on how they do it in the state of Florida. So I've been preparing for it pretty well. Like I said, I feel very, 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 very comfortable right now. I got a few more tweaks to handle with my cardio, and also I got to tighten up a few more things with my hands. But I'm ready to put on a show.
Well, I'm excited for you, young man. I'm very, very proud of you. Congratulations, baby, because you really have been patiently waiting. You really
I
have.
sure have been.
And
I
you
don't.
haven't been talking no ish or nothing. You ain't been throwing no salt on nobody or nothing. So I'm proud of you, baby. Yes.
Yeah,
Now
you
you
know,
here.
sometimes I got a humbleness to myself, but sometimes the humbleness goes away, and I talk a little bit of shit, but that's just who I am.
I
I
think
ride for mine.
I think what I like best about you, and that's probably because I've never caught you doing it, so I'm gonna just make that disclaimer clear. I think that when I see you or hear you talking this, it's about the fight game, and that's fair play. And I appreciate that. Young man, because there'd be a lot of stuff going on, and y'all could be going back and forth. But you don't. You keep it about the fight game. If you talk about somebody, you be talking about people's weak ass takedown games and striking and grappling. You do be giving people hell though. But you know what? I think that's constructive criticism coming from another fighter to one young fighter to another. I think that's a good thing sometimes.
I mean, I do. I do. I'm the first to admit that I do that. But at the end of the day, I love constructive criticism. I love when people tell me I'm doing this, and this wrong, or hey, your takedowns fucking suck, or your hands are trash, or hey, or as my homie Casey Cochran says, you got pillow hands and stuff like that. I love criticism. It just makes me, in my opinion, coming from myself, it just makes me want to push that much harder and not necessarily prove people wrong, but show them that I got tools in my tool belt, just like any other man does. You know what I'm saying? And when I do it to other people, sometimes, yes, I'm firing shots, but also I'm giving a little bit of criticism. And I tell people all the time, I like to light fires under people's asses. I don't.
You say that.
I've had my moments where I was lazy in the gym, or helping other people getting ready for fights, and I got lazy, and something I always tell myself that's not me. So I light a fire under my own damn ass, and it picks me up, and I like to see everyone around me pick up too. You feel what I'm saying? I don't, like I said, I've been lazy in the gym at times, and that's not how you should be in the fight game. I issue challenges all the time. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I always tell people, if you see something as a problem, do something about it. You feel what I'm saying? If there's a problem with something with myself, my teammates, or in the community, it may sound like I'm firing shots right now. I'm not, but I like to light fires under people's asses. It's who I am. I'm the type of guy. I'm not a follower. I like to lead. Some people don't like the way I lead, but it's just who I am. I have different. Every man has different philosophies on how he does something, or the way he talks, or just that and the third. And that's where my ego kicks in. That I'm different. Let's just say I'm very different, and I'm not so set in my ways. I'm very open to each and everything, whether it be about the fight game, work, cars, blah blah blah. But I like to light fires. I talk a little bit of shit, but that's just me. I'm not the type of person to be fake about nothing or hold nothing back. Like I said, my parents always told me, "You got a voice, let it be heard," and that's how I do with my son. He has a voice. It needs to be heard. Even though I talk a little bit of junk to my son to light a fire under his ass to make him do better, but hey, I like to light fires under people's asses. That is one of my favorite quotes, and will forever be one of my favorite quotes.
Do I see a future coach here?
Of course, most definitely. When I'm done fight, I'm gonna fight till the wheels fall off. It's either
Do
with
you
my
think it's
body,
going to be in wrestling or mixed martial arts that you're going to be coaching, or both?
both. Like I said, I tell people this all the time. I'm gonna ride this till the wheels fall off. Either my body tells me, "Hey, you need to sit your ass down," or I just get too old to do it. I've already had my breakdown, boohoo, crying phase, burnt out phase. I had that when I was an amateur. I had a low point. I lost some fights to some guys that I shouldn't have lost to that I know I could beat. I got burnt out. I boohooed, cried, threw some salt on my wounds, and got my punk ass up. And I'm in this. I'm in this until the wheels fall off. That's all I got to say.
That's what's up. Is there anybody? Is there anybody from your amateur career that you might in MMA or bare knuckle might want to see on the pro side?
Man, honestly, a couple of most of those guys that
They
I fought they're not even around anymore. Those guys are disappeared off the face of the planet. But
damn.
honestly, in all reality, one guy that I would love to fight again is Deshaun Boatwright. He comes from the MMA Institute out there in Richmond. We fought as amateurs, and I felt like when we fought, it was a bullshit call just because he was a hometown guy. Blah blah blah. Yes, can't leave it in the hands of the refs. Everybody hears that all the time, but that's one guy I would love to fight in mixed martial arts again as a pro. Just saying. And I'm not shooting my shot. I'm being completely honest. That fight.
Good question.
Yes, I'm answering the question. So I'm not really firing no shots at nobody or him at all. But that's one fight that I would love to have as a professional, and whether it be MMA, Muay Thai, boxing, or bare knuckle boxing. But I'd love to have that fight in MMA. That fight was a fight that I had in my low point of my fighting career as an amateur. And like I said, I threw some salt on my wounds and talked to my coach Enrique Rigney, and that lit a fire under my ass. So like I said, I'm in this till the wheels fall off. That would be a fight that I would love to run back one time, and another a fight that I would definitely love to run back as a pro. But I don't like the weight cut, but I'd fight the Red Scorpion again. You feel what I'm saying? So
For real?
hey, yes, I mean that fight was shaping up to be an awesome fight. I dislocated my kneecap twice in that fight, so
Okay.
I'd love to run that back one day, whether it's here now or later. But like, me and him have no beef. It's all
No.
love on both ends. We hit each other's inbox sometimes, like I said, but at the end of the day, it's friendly competition. I'm not firing any shots by any means, but like I said, that those are two fights that I would love to run back. Even if it's a friendly, you know, get all out, sparring session, having a little bit of fun in my gym or his gym, hey.
I'll bring that up to him in our interview on Sunday. I don't know. Maybe y'all can get a little sparring going for you, before you go to bare knuckle or something. Maybe y'all
Yeah,
can show each other a
me and
little
him are
something.
actually, me and the Red Scorpion, we're actually talking back and forth in each other's inboxes earlier about training a little bit for this bare knuckle boxing fight. So big shout out to him and others who have offered to help with this fight camp, especially Winchester Boxing Club, uh, Michael Dolman, and all those guys. Shout out to them for sure.
All right. You want to tell people where they can find you, and if you got any sponsors you want to shout out, young man.
Yes, of course. I love shouting out sponsors. Queen Anne's Revenge, Savage Combat Sports, the Huff and Puff vape shop close to my house. Shout out to them. Shout out to my house. Shout out to Elite Sports. Definitely shout out to the Hybrid Mixed Martial Arts, Round 30 Mixed Martial Arts, Martin Gladiator, Team Legion. Man, look, just shout out to everybody in general. You can find me on Facebook. and you can also find me on Instagram. But everybody that knows me knows where to find me. You know what I'm saying?
It's too funny. Okay, so the last two things. What do you have to say to the haters? Because I know you got something for them.
I knew that was coming. No, but for real, honestly, they say haters are motivators. No, that's not the case for me. Like I tell the haters and the people doubting my skills or calling me this, calling me that. I'm yeah, I get a little mouthy about it, but I really ain't paying attention to that shit. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do me, and like I tell them, watch me on TV. That is my famous line right now. Watch me on TV. If you got something to say about me, critique it on TV. Watch me on TV. Buy that pay-per-view. If you want to see me get my ass whooped, watch me on TV. If you want to see me get this dub, watch me on TV. You know what I'm saying?
October 19th,
But
Tampa,
but
Florida, right?
but also, yes, ma'am. But also, like I like to tell them, if it why hate, you can be in the same position I'm in. Just put that work in. Do what I'm doing. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't like what I'm doing, try to do it better. You feel what I'm saying? So maybe I might hate on you for it. You feel what I'm saying? But I really ain't. So it is what it is. I'm here now. I'm here to do what I got to do. Watch me on TV.
And you have any last words for your opponent before y'all meet down there for the final press conference before the fight?
Look, in all reality, I have nothing, no words. I'm not firing shots at my opponent. Like I said, he's another man that's going to be across that square circle for me. Good luck to him. Good luck to myself. Good luck on your training camp. Hope you're injury free. I'll see you in a couple weeks, and we come to bang. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be on the preliminary card or the main card, we we're doing this. Bare knuckle fighting championships 8. Let's get it.
I'm very excited for both of you gentlemen. Good luck to both of you gentlemen. Hopefully I can get in touch with your opponent. Maybe me and him can dust it up about the fight too, and his feelings making his debut into bare knuckle. Thank
Most
you
deaf.
so much. Thank you
You're,
so much.
you're welcome. Always, always.
Yes, I've always enjoyed our history. Big ups to Elite Warrior Challenge, one of my favorite, and Titans of the Cage. Big ups to everybody, all my Virginia fighting and
Pure
promotion.
facts.
Yes, Brian Maxwell is getting ready to go out there and make a good look for Virginia fighters again with everything that you guys
Yes.
are already doing.
Like
Absolutely.
I tell people all the time, I put on for my city. I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm doing it for my son and my family and everybody in the surrounding area. Just because, like I said, just because I'm from a small place, Frank County, Virginia, but I fight out of Roanoke, Virginia. Even though it's a small place, anybody can make it at any point in time. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it.
You got any new tattoos?
No, not yet, but after
Okay.
this fight, there I got one that I'm going to finish, and it, It's a memorial tattoo for one of my brothers that I lost last year right before a fight. It was actually before the Matthew Messer fight last year. The second time me and Matthew Messer fought. One of my brothers that he died, and I got decided after that fight I was going to get a memorial tattoo for him. But not many people have seen it, except for people I train with and family. But once it's finished, I'll unveil that. But I plan on getting some more ink and all that kind of cool stuff after this bare knuckle boxing fight. Cause I ain't gonna take no time off, but during my week away from the gym, I'm gonna enjoy time with my friends and my family and enjoy myself.
Oh, what is going to be your first meal after your fight? What's going to be your meal? Win,
Uh,
lose, or draw. Win, lose, or draw.
I don't know yet. I, in all reality, I don't know yet. But my favorite dessert when I get back to the state of Virginia, I got to have me a red. I don't care who makes it,
A
as long
red
as it's
velvet
good.
cake.
Hold on. I ain't gonna say I don't care who makes it, but somebody when I get back to the state of Virginia better have me a damn red velvet cake. Cause I eat a red velvet cake after every fight, no matter what. Like I don't care if I get something that I get has to be red velvet cake. I don't care if it's Oreos, ice cream, a cake, or a milkshake, or the little Debbie cakes that are red velvet. I got to have that soon as I get back to the state of Virginia. Real
Okay.
rap.
Well, facts is now they know. Now you'll probably have 2 or 3 of them waiting for you when you get back, baby. Maybe more.
Look, I hope so, because fat lives matter when I get back. I'm trying to tell you.
I know that's right. Yes. Well, you guys be watching out for this young man and everyone else that's going to be on this upcoming Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship card, number 8, down there in
Yes,
Florida,
facts.
Tampa. I mean, Tampa,
Tampa Bay,
Florida.
Florida. Y'all
Yes,
get
I'm
ready, because
tripping, y'all.
we gonna have some fun inside the square circle, and we're gonna have some fun outside of the square circle. But for real, I just want to give a big shout out to David Feldman and Nature for having me and us finally working out a deal, and I'm home now. We in here, and shout out to you, Miss Nikki, for having me on tonight.
Shout out to you, Brian Maxwell. Oh, one more little nugget before we go. Check this out. Did you see the Vanderlei Silva is going to be there?
Yes,
Come
yes, him and Mauricio Wortham. I always mess up his name, but Verdum, however you say his last name, he's gonna be there too. So that's gonna be pretty exciting. So
So
I
you
think it's gonna
know,
be a lot more stars there that night, because Tampa Bay is like one of the biggest cities
yeah,
in
that's the
Florida,
hot
and
spot.
yeah. So
Let me ask you a question. So, what do you think if Mr. Silva decides he's going to compete at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship? What do you think that first fight should be with? I feel like it should be him and Felony. They got beat.
oh man, that hey look, for real. In all reality, that is a fight that's been brewing for what 10, 15 years now. That needs to happen. Even though they're not the same size, somebody either need to gain some weight or drop some weight, but that fight needs to happen. Real rap. Like shit. For real, if Vanderlei signed and the opportunity comes, shit, I'll take the fight. Shit.
Oh snap! No, you wouldn't. And
I mean,
what weight class? 185?
I mean,
190?
I'm a fighter. I'm supposed fighters fight. I'm supposed to fight anybody that's given to me. I'm not ducking, not dodging nobody. But I'm not firing shots at him. But at the same point in time, if it's offered, I'm taking it. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, respect,
It's
young
hey,
man.
it's part of the fight game, and I know it would be a big money fight. So hey, if the opportunity comes, I'm taking it. I'm an opportunist.
I know that's right, baby. Get your money, baby. Get your chips. Yes. Thank you once again, Brian Maxwell out of Roanoke, Virginia, Star City Savages, October 19th, Tampa, Florida, Bare Knuckle Fight Championship 8. This young man, him and Jared Warren will be dusting it up inside that square circle.
Facts.
Dang. Thank you, baby.
Yeah, shout out to everybody watching. Like it's a blessing. Thank y'all for the support. Shout out to Miss Nikki. Shout out to everybody in the state of Virginia, friends, family. Thank everybody for support. And we here now. Look, Mom, we made it.
That's what's up, baby. And we will be talking to you soon. If you want to talk to me again, hit me up. You know where I be. Let's do it.
Yes, ma'am, most deaf.
Okay, I'll be looking for you after your fight, baby.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Good luck, baby, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
You're welcome, baby. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. See? Boom. There you have it. Brian Maxwell making his pro debut at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. He's a pro fighter, but he's making his debut at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship October 19th on Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 8 card. It's going to be a great card. It looked like it is really getting put together nicely, Mr. Nate Shook. Big ups to you, young man, because you have been doing an awesome job matching up these fights. I cannot say it any louder. Congratulations to everybody that is going to be on this card. Congratulations to Mr. Feldman for all the success Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is having. Just congratulations, you guys. And, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Love, peace, and hair grease. Miss Nikki, Fightheadsmma.